All right, welcome back to Never Lost Outdoors. This week we got a little fishing and camping planned. It finally hasn't rained for like 2 days, which is pretty much a record for us currently. There's actually no clouds in the sky at all, but it's hot, very humid, muggy, terrible, sweat just running down me. Had like a extreme heat advisory from like yesterday till like tomorrow. But it is a little later in the evening, but we're going to do some fishing. We got a lake, got a bridge. So I'm going to go over here and get under this bridge. And we're going to try a couple new baits that I have. One being the beetle spin you guys have heard me talk about. I got that last little minnow thing I bought that did nothing in that river. We'll try it in the lake. And I got some little artificial worm looking thing. It's not very promising to look at, but I was told it will catch fish. I mean, for anybody else it would, probably not for me. All right, let's see if we can catch something. I literally just had a fish on there, on this little minnow thing, and I no more than started recording and I lost it. All right, it's promising though. This is bite territory, I'll take it. So my hooks are pretty much tangled for life. I don't know how that even happens, but can't get that apart. And I only had the one bite anyway, so we're gonna try something else. My beetle spin finally came in from Amazon, and it comes with 3, 4, 5, I don't know, a few different things. And they say that pretty much anything will bite on these, so we're gonna give them a shot. Thinking this is just like the wrong color, maybe, I really have no idea. It was already on there, so I'm just trying it, but I'm gonna go with something a little brighter, I think. See what green will do. Probably nothing. I think I was lied to about these beetle spins, because this thing isn't doing nothing for me. It doesn't help that the Brady Bunch just rode by on their boat and caused me a bunch of waves either. Yeah, you better keep moving. We'll try this guy now. I really don't know that it's going to do any better, but at this point I might as well try everything I brought, because nothing's going to work. So this thing does me zero good here, not even one bite. I was also told if you take these, you don't have to use the whole thing, just snip off a piece, throw it out there and let it sit. Fish will bite these, so we're going to try this, I guess. I think at this point I could have a cannon, just shooting it into the water. Still, not gonna get a fish. I don't know, let's throw it out there, see what happens. These, nothing, that was pointless. Had like 2 little nibbles, and that was that. All right, got this thing left to try. I don't know why, it's not gonna catch anything. And we're almost out of light anyway. I'm gonna give it a shot. And nothing on that guy. So I think that concludes today's attempt at fishing, because I don't really have anything else to try. So calling that good enough for now. All right, so what do I do now? I'm just going to give up on artificial bait, I guess. Just throw them all straight in the trash, and I'll go live bait 100% of the time, unless I get one of those like realistic, like moving baits. I don't know. Nothing I have seems to work, and nothing else I've tried in the past few months have worked. I've tried rivers, lakes, rock bottom, mud, I don't know. I've tried everything around that I could find, and nothing's working too good. So tomorrow is supposed to be kind of rainy. I don't know for sure. Wasn't a huge percentage, but it's going to rain. It's me. If I can get back out here or somewhere and do some fishing, I'm going to. I don't figure I'm going to be doing a lot of filming tonight. because it's just kind of a get there and camp for the night kind of deal. It's already late. It's got to be well after 9. So it'll be dark when I get there anyway. But stay tuned for the rest of the video, because tomorrow I'm getting up, and if it's not pouring down the rain and I can find somewhere to fish, we're going to go get some night crawlers or something, and we're going to try again. And I'm hoping to do a catch and cook, maybe finally successfully, for the first time on this channel in years. Well, in ever. It's never happened. But that's the goal. As you can tell, probably I'm a little under the weather. No idea what's happening, but I just don't feel good at all. All the nose, all the throat stuff, the coughing and hacking. Got a couple meds, so I'm gonna pop those. Hopefully get to feeling better, and hopefully the weather tomorrow holds off at least a little bit. And it's supposed to cool down a little bit. You can't tell probably, but I'm soaked, and I was literally sitting under a bridge in the shade right on a river. So humid. All right, I'm going to get in the car. I'm either going to go to the grocery store after this or tomorrow and get a backup plan going here in case we don't catch anything. Because if I rely on catching a fish, I'm probably going to starve to death. Well, it's already rained today. It was I don't know, I said it last night, didn't I? I meant to. Like a 30% chance for like 2 hours. So, I don't know if it's over or not. I'm sure you can hear that thunder, but not like really dark gray cloudy, so maybe all right. I got a little camp going here, which I got back so late, it's nothing. I mean, I didn't do a fire or anything. I think I got here at like 11:30, 11ish, I don't know. But I just kind of needed somewhere to park, take a nap, and get up today, and then continue on with the festivities. I don't know where to fish up this way. This is a popular, like, trout fishing area. I don't hate trout fishing, but I'm not set up to trout fish at all. I've kind of always wanted to try fly fishing. Never done that. So I usually just get some salmon eggs or something and go out in the stream and catch nothing. But we're more on the hunt for like crappie, bluegill, smallmouth bass, largemouth bass, catfish, stuff like that. So what I'm gonna do is probably have some coffee, and I got a couple soups that I could try for lunch. Supposedly soup makes you feel better. If you guys caught the last time I was under the weather, was that stealth camping in a truck stop, and I had that Chunky's Nashville hot style chicken something or another. That didn't help, and it wasn't even very good. I haven't had this stuff in a while. I think I used to like this. Hot coffee would have probably made more sense for like the stuff. I don't know, I just saw this caramel mariachi. I don't know, I like it in the creamer. I think that was like the third creamer ago. It was pretty good. Wow, the bugs are everywhere. Yeah, not bad. Oh yeah, not too bad. Nice and muggy out, so the iced coffee is the way to go. All right, let's see what this soup's all about. I know a lot of people like these chunky soups, but I've just not been that impressed with hardly any of them. But, I mean, chicken and sausage gumbo sounds all right. Their version of spicy is not that spicy, but maybe it'll have a little flavor to it. I don't know. Most of these chunkies to me are bland. And then there's this new Progresso Pitmaster stuff. There was like 4 different ones. This is sausage and beer cheese with potatoes. Don't remember what the other ones were at all. Actually, no. I don't know. Let's give them a shot. I got a little makeshift kitchen going here. Give it the juice. Try this. This one. Oh, there it went. To be called chunky, like, they have chunks in there, but they're so watered down, it seems like. Maybe it'll be all right. This one looks much more promising. I just don't love beer cheese, so I don't know that it's going to be amazing. Normally, I wouldn't dirty up one pot for soup. I just throw the can on there and heat it up, but I didn't feel like burning my hands today because I'm already going to burn my mouth. We all know that. So let's just keep the burns to a minimum if I can possibly avoid it. That's the sausage. So we'll see what that tastes like. That's way too hot. I don't know why I just did that. It's not awful. Tastes like sausage. Looks like we got celery. Should have read the can. I don't know what that is. Okra, maybe. Not entirely sure, but we'll give it a shot. I like a little bite to my vegetables and my soups. Those are pretty much moosh, but you know, has an alright flavor. Try a chunk of that chicken. Alright. Kind of bland. I even put some pepper in there, but it is tolerable. I would take this over that Nashville style hot chicken whatever. Waiting for the day to have soup to realize that I don't have any spoons. So, just got to drink it right out of this pot, I guess. I'd have it again. If we're doing like a soup scale, it's like a 6. Definitely not the worst I've ever had. Just don't mess with soups much because they're not cheap, first of all. Most of them aren't that flavorful, and there's not a ton in there. All right, let's try the other one. Okay. What'd I call it? Bacon with beer cheese potato soup? I don't remember. Definitely see potato. See a chunk of something that looks like maybe bacon. I don't know. I'm way more of a fan of these like real thick soups. Better. I mean, it's aight. It's not the best thing I've ever had, but it does have some flavor. Not a lot better than the other one, but a little. Typically, I'm a pretty big fan of potato soup, or pretty much anything potatoes, because I myself am basically a potato. Yeah, what did I give the other one? You remember? Help me out here. 6? Did I say 6? If that was a 6, this is definitely at least a 6.5. Maybe even a 7. I don't know what it is about beer cheese I don't like. It's just got some kind of a weird flavor. I don't taste that here. It's just like a good cheesy flavor. I don't know. All right. So I'm going to go over here, sip on this soup, clean some dishes because I dirtied up 2 pots like a dummy. Hopefully get to feeling just a little better. Clean up this huge mess because everything is just strung out everywhere. And get on the road and try to do some fishing today. We'll get me a quick refill and some meds and we'll get back on the road. All right, first stop is the first body of water I found, basically, under a big old bridge, and the water is very dark. Just a little river flowing through. So I don't know that this is going to be worth anything anyway. I think I just saw lightning. That's perfect. But we're going live bait this time because artificial just ain't cutting it for me. So we're going to have some dirt noodles. Night crawlers, I don't know what you call them. Alright, that's what we're looking like. Let's give it a sling out there and see what happens. Alright, finally caught a fish. It wasn't even on the night crawler, it was on that little orange fake stupid thing. Definitely not big enough to eat, but at least it's finally a fish. Just happened to be driving by and see a van for sale. 1800 or best offer, not a terrible deal. May have a whiskey dent or two. I think they've tried to peel the door off backwards. That's a screw running into nothing. A little rust down there. I like that. Some more dents and rust. That doesn't look correct. And this door has been peeled back too. Maybe a little rough for my liking. I don't know why I keep going under bridges. Doesn't seem to be working out greatly for me so far, but I have caught one fish today. I'm pretty sure that's the first fish I've caught on camera. So that's something. Today is a big day for me. This spot was just easy to get to. There's like a path right down to it. So I'm just gonna kind of throw it out in there and hope for the best. Well, I do believe, since I actually caught that last fish from that little guy, I'm just gonna throw it out and try that first. This area, the water is equally as dark. So I'm thinking those night crawlers are just not bright enough. They just kind of blend in with the water. Just go right out there. All right, so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna try to position this to where if I get a bite, I don't lose my pole. Set that there, and we're gonna try a new snack. All right, if you guys were watching last week, you saw me open a package from Jerry. Well, he sent these. Carolina Reaper Extra Hot from hers. Cheese curls. I'm always looking for heat, so let's see if they're actually pretty spicy or not. They look just like plain old orange cheese curls. Good flavor. Real good flavor, I like that. Extra hot, maxed out on that little meter. A little aggressive. Got a little heat building, not much. I'm gonna say flavor wise, those are up there with any other like cheese puff or whatever. Definitely at least an 8 on the cheese puff scale. I don't know. Can't say that I have many better than that. Pretty solid fishing snack. So, thanks again to Jerry for sending these. And stay tuned for later because we have another package to open today from Wisconsin, I do believe. So, I'm gonna stay in here, chew on these, waste a bunch more time. Then we gotta get back on the road, go find us a campsite, which I think I have one in mind. We'll get us a fire going. Oh, I gotta round up firewood. But we'll get us a fire going and open a package and try a new camp soda. I'm gonna say on heat, they're like a 4.5. Not much hotter than like Tabasco, honestly. Definitely not full strength Carolina Reaper. There we go. That is a lot more like it. Exactly what I was looking for, a bluegill. And that's big enough to eat. Do you see that there was a fish in that hand a second ago? And now there's not? That's because it jumped right out of my hand and right back in the water. 2 years to finally catch a fish on camera that's big enough to eat, and I drop it. All right, starting right back over. Surely where there's one, there's gotta be at least two. Okay, on to another one. Also, what I was looking for, but awfully tiny. I don't really want a tiny little speck of fish. I'd like a little bit bigger of a chunk than that. In this state, you can actually catch 10 of these a day, but only 5 of which can be 8 inches or longer. But that's pretty small. Got another one, and it's probably the same one I just caught. I don't know, still also really tiny. But it's fun to be catching fish at least, because normally I would catch nothing. Well, apparently there's plenty of these little tiny guys in there, but not doing much good for me. But they're fun to catch. Well, at least we caught. Maybe not catch and cook, but we did catch. That feels pretty good actually for, you know, 2.5 years of random fishing videos on this channel, never catching anything, so I'll take it. Definitely had a lot of fun anyway. But it's getting a little late. We need to go back, find us a camp, find some firewood, and get a fire going. All right, so we've got a pretty secluded area. I mean, the road through is right there, but it's a gravel, like 1-lane road. There's probably not going to see much traffic because we are basically in the middle of nowhere. I think this gravel road to the main road, I don't know, it's at least 20 minutes anyway. But we got a fire ring, a random piece of plywood, some other wood and bark and sticks left behind. No more rain in the forecast, so it should be a nice evening. Oh, that is a good find. I think we're going to use some of Jerry's homemade fire starters here to see if we can't get a fire going. Which these are just cotton balls soaked in Vaseline. I've never used this method, but they're supposed to work really good. So we'll give it a shot here. Okay, let's take right off pretty quickly. Throw a little bundle of sticks on here. See how it does. Definitely seems to be burning pretty well. All right, now the fire's going, I think we're gonna have a new camp soda. Big Truck Half Cab Hazy India Pale Ale. This Big Truck brewery has like 4 different ones, I think. I grabbed this one, and I think something with lime in it, maybe. I don't know. We'll get around to trying that one maybe next week or so. I don't know anything about this Big Truck farm brewery. Family owned, family grown, made in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I don't know, I always like the artwork just because I'm like into cars and stuff, but they all have like lifted vehicles. I think that one has a Jeep or a Blazer, like a K5 Blazer. That's an old Bronco. So that kind of caught my attention. 6%. So nothing too extreme, but being an IPA, it's probably going to have a little bit of a bite to it. Let's get it in a mug here and see what it looks like. Off to a bad start on the pour. Shouldn't have done that. Definitely not as dark as I thought it would be. That was terrible. All right, give me like 3 hours. We'll let this settle down. All right, that's a little better. Not too shabby, actually. Definitely has an IPA flavor and kick, but it's a little smoother. Yeah, that's one of the better ones I've had. Definitely in the top 8 or so anyway. That aftertaste lingers a little longer than I'd like it to, but still, that's pretty decent. That's like a 7.2 all day. I will definitely finish that and maybe even have another one of these days. All right, fire's going. Burning better than I thought it would. That cotton ball and petroleum jelly, I think, Vaseline. I don't know. That fire starter is one of the better ones I've used yet. So I'll probably stick them with that. We got a package to open. Already had a snack, had a soda. Yeah, let's get around to opening this package, because last time I opened the package and there were some snacks in there that I could have had on the video. This box is a little smaller. I don't think there's a bag of chips in there, but we're going to open it right now and see exactly what is in there, just in case there's a hot sauce or something here we can have with dinner. All right, so this one comes from CC. I've spoke with him, and I believe his like handle name, like on YouTube, is Cheesehead Chris, I believe. Sorry if I'm wrong, but I don't want to give out too much of your info here. Where's my knife? I lost it already. Hang on. All right, anyway, from Wisconsin. Let's see if I can get this open without butchering everything in the box. Let's say I doubt it. Almost in there, I think. Let's see what we got. What do we got here? Oh, we got all kind of stuff. Oh yeah, and we got a letter. Let's check it out. Just a little something. I hope you just might catch a fish or two. Follow his fells, put a piece of Spam on a hook. Never tried fishing with Spam. Maybe I'll do that. I have yet to try one of those flavors. I enjoy your channel. Keep doing what you're doing. Next time, maybe I can include a couple Wisconsin camp sodas. That'd be awesome. Yep, Cheesehead. That's what it was. Cheesehead Chris. I thought so. He even sent me out a sticker. Cheesehead Chris. Keep her cheesy. I'm about to put that on the back of the ride. I got to get me some stickers made. I know a couple of you have asked for them and said that you would buy them. So hopefully I can get on that this year. First we got a rooster tail. And we got Alive, Look, Feels, Taste Alive Gulp minnows from Berkeley. Never actually seen these, like little minnows in water. That may be the ticket right there. Got a few more baits in here. And a beetle spin. Different colors than what I bought, so these may do better than mine. And another rooster tail. A little different color on that one. We got another rooster tail. I have caught fish on these before. I used to have actually a few of these things floating around, but they're gone, so hard to tell what happened to those. So here's a different beetle spin. I've not seen this one specifically. Maybe this is the better one. It's got like the little tiny like rubber grub looking things on there. The whole spinner, everything's smaller, so maybe that's what I need. And a beetle spin with all yellow. And another beetle spin with mostly white. Very nice. Big thank you to Chris for sending out all that bait, because I need some. And last but certainly not least, hot and spicy Spam and Japaleno Spam. I don't think I've had either one of these, so I'm pretty excited to try these. So we're going to have these on a video in the future, maybe for breakfast or something. And the next time we get out and do some fishing, we're going to break out some of these lures and see what we can get. All right, I'm going to sip on this some more, go stoke up that fire, and I'm going to get ready for dinner because we got some new stuff to try. I think it's going to be pretty tasty. All right, it's getting a little later. I do believe that we're going to be eating in the dark, but I am about ready to start cooking. Now, I've never had any of this Cajun two-step guy stuff. I used to see them a lot like on social media, and I haven't seen them much, but maybe it's just not like in my algorithm or whatever. But anyway, one guy that I watch, Wade Fishes, I think, he loves all this guy stuff. And I've been wanting some seafood of some sort. And my original goal for today was a bluegill po' boy. If you've never had bluegill, you should try it. It's really good. So that would have been tasty, but as you saw in the store, I grabbed some shrimp as a backup because shrimp po' boy is also good. So I forgot a bowl to mix anything in. So now what I'm going to try to do is take this old water jug, shove the shrimp down in there, some hot sauce for a binder, dump a bunch of that powder in there, shake it up, and they'll get stuck in here and I'll never get them out. There's definitely plenty of shrimp for a sandwich or two. And they're pretty large, actually. Yeah, those aren't too bad looking. Still got a little chunk of tail on that one. Yank that off there. Okay. Do I really just jam them in here? They're never going to come out if I do that. I better just cut the top off. I'll just give it like a gentle kind of toss. Usually always have a bowl in here with a lid on it for leftovers and such, but I don't now, so water jug it is. Okay, don't you fall. Why is everything falling? Okay, so for hot sauce binder, you don't need anything too specific because you don't taste it a ton. This, I can't remember the brand, Red Devil. If you're from the East Coast, or you've ever been on the East Coast, there's a restaurant called Primanti Brothers, based out of Pittsburgh, PA. This is the hot sauce that the one closest to my house serves in the restaurant, like if you ask for hot sauce. So, pretty run-of-the-mill hot sauce, Cholula, Tabasco heat. Flavors kind of like Louisiana, maybe. I don't know. It's nothing too crazy, but give the shrimp a good coating in that, even though I do believe that fish fry would have stuck to that shrimp just fine, but we're going to do it anyway. All right, let's give it a good dousing of this stuff. Doesn't smell too bad. Kind of has like an orange kind of tint to it. I don't know. Let's just dump a bunch in there and hope for the best. Alright, let's start with some oil. Alright, this oil should be warm enough. And maybe it's not. Alright, now we have a little sizzle. Yeah, that's much better. Luckily, shrimp don't take real long to cook. Alright, let's cut up our tomato. I don't know the exact recipe for like a legit po' boy. It seems like it's always at least lettuce, tomato, and then some kind of sauce. Just cheap old bagged shredded iceberg lettuce will do the trick. I don't know why I chose to do this on my hood, because everything is going to fall off. Speaking of sauce, we're gonna go with this Louisiana tartar sauce. I've never had it. Most tartar sauces are the same to me, it seems like, so I don't imagine it's gonna be incredible compared to anything else, but it smells kind of funky. Doesn't taste too bad though. I think that may just be a pretty good addition to it. Okay, shrimp's done. It looks all right. The batter fish fry stuff did not stick to all of them quite as good as I'd hoped. Oh, doesn't look terrible. Did turn out nice and crunchy. You can still taste the shrimp though. Definitely has that Cajun kind of kick to it. It's not spicy though. It's a little salty. I don't know what it is about Cajun seasoning that has so much salt in it. I don't know, I think Dano's makes one now. He's real good about low sodium, so I might try that one, but this will do for now. Okay, what am I lacking here? I don't know, let's throw this thing together and see how it turns out. I gotta find my cheese. If you've never had this sliced hot jalapeno and habanero jack, you should give this stuff a shot. It is pretty good. I wish I could have got it right on the shrimp and got it to melt a little bit, but it didn't work like that. That's way too bright. So this week, I finally got around to this really hot sauce from Tennessee. If you guys remember back, that's been a long time ago now, over a month. Pepper Palace, the end flatline. It came with a seasoning and a hot sauce. And I'm guessing that this is supposed to be like the hottest stuff they have. Caution, extremely hot. That one, Ufta, I don't know, whatever it was from here was really good. Like one of my favorite sauces that I've had in a minute. But this one's gonna be all about heat, so I don't think it's gonna be very tasty. Plant's #1 hot shop, handcrafted by Pepper Palace, Seaverville, Tennessee. Reaper peppers, tomato juice, ghost pepper, scorpion peppers, 7-pot chocolate douglas peppers. I don't know, all kind of peppers. That light's right back of my eye. Now I can't see again. Give it a little shake here. First time opening this thing. Oh, I can see through that cap, if you can. See how dark red that is? Maybe no. Smells pretty warm. It's probably too much. Definitely warm. And I'm blind. It's a really dark, like deep flavor. Not very tasty. Pretty warm. Mouth's definitely full of the tingles. A little bit of a hiccup. Oh. It's hot. You won't be able to see it, but sweating pretty profusely. All right. The hiccups finally stopped. Lips really warm. Inside of my mouth really warm. I would say that's probably the hottest anything I've ever had, actually. You guys know that I'm pretty good with heat normally, but this Pepper Palace, the end flatline, it don't play around. But it does not taste good. It's just heat, which I don't enjoy, so I don't know what to do with that now. It's definitely more of a prank your buddies kind of hot sauce, because it wouldn't be good on anything at all. It's just super strong and super hot. I mean, there's hotter out there. I don't know that I could say that that's a 10 out of 10 on heat, but I can say it's the hottest I've had yet. If you heard, which I'm sure you did, just instant, like uncontrollable hiccups. If I get the hiccups, I know it's warm. Well, these were like constant. So I couldn't even really talk, but I don't know, it's been 5 minutes, maybe something like that, and it's already cooled down a ton, so definitely bearable, but I wouldn't drink it right out of the bottle. Maybe take your toothpick and poke it in there. I'm not going to put it on my sandwich because it's just not good. It's going to ruin it. And I don't want to ruin dinner. So what I'm going to do is just have the tartar sauce on there, I do believe. And maybe if I ever want to make like a bomb, I'll just put that hot sauce on there. All right. Well, I guess I didn't give that hot sauce a flavor rating, did I? Like a 2. Like a dog turd tastes worse. That's not far behind it. All right, this sandwich though, I think is going to be pretty tasty. That's a good sandwich. Bluegill would have been better, but I like me some shrimp. I don't know what bread you're supposed to use on a po' boy, but this ain't terrible, especially for the price. Something all over my face already. I really do not mind this tartar sauce at all. Go extra of that. All right, dinner's done. That was a very good sandwich. I would do that again for sure. That Cajun two-step, is that what it was called? It is a little salty. So if you've never tried it, maybe go light, like a light dusting on your first try there. See what you think. For me, it's too much. That Louisiana tartar sauce is not too bad. I don't think it's amazing compared to any other one I've had. I would say it's comparable. I'd have it again, but just as good as anything you buy. Like even the Walmart brand is probably pretty similar. And if you ever think about trying that hot sauce, I just wouldn't. I mean, unless you need to like take paint off your car or something. I don't know, maybe burn the hair off the top of your head. Maybe try that way. But to actually put it in your mouth, don't recommend too much. Like I said, it's not to talk trash on the company themselves. The guy's super nice. The other hot sauce is really good. Not kidding at all when I say it's one of my favorites. But this stuff is just for heat, you know what I mean? Like extracts and this and that. It's like you put like 2 drops in your whole pot of chili kind of thing. So that's probably what I'll do. I'll just experiment with it in some chili or something. Now what I need to do is clean up this huge mess, stoke up that fire, and do some relaxing, because I've been running around a lot over the last 24 hours. And I got in so late last night, I didn't really get to like sit by a fire and relax. So that's what I'm doing. That is one nice little fire. Able to round up plenty of firewood for the night. You can hear that or not, but there is no wind at all. Perfectly peaceful and calm night. I did hear a couple weird sounding birds earlier. Other than that, pretty nice. Well, despite the illness that I've recently been inflicted with, it's a pretty good night of sleep with whatever's going on in my chest to kind of hack a little bit and cough. Super annoying. So that wakes me up sometimes, but it's really nice being higher in elevation. The last couple of days at home, it has been so humid, miserable. Just stand outside, pour sweat kind of situation. And it's humid here too. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's warm, but there's at least a little bit of a like coolness to the breeze. So cracked the windows, turned on a fan, made it just right. So not looking forward to dropping back down a couple thousand feet, but I have got to end this little fishing excursion today. So what I'm going to do is sip on some more of my, I don't know what this, Delight Internet, I don't know what you saw me drinking before, and clean up a huge mess. And I think I'm going to go grab something to eat, because I'm just feeling bad and lazy and I don't want to cook, so I'm going to let somebody else cook for me. Yeah, my stuff is not bad. Kind of forgot. I think this stuff was like $4.85 for this whole thing at Dollar General. It's not terrible. If I go to Starbucks and spend that on a little tiny one. Alright, so I'm gonna get this mess cleaned up. We'll get on the road and we'll go find something to snack on. Alright, so apparently Taco Bell has some new items. And I'm always down for a taco or a burrito, so I thought I'd kind of swing in and give it a shot. It's some kind of crispy chicken, like taco burrito thing. It's got lettuce, cheese, some kind of red cabbage slaw situation, and little chicken tender things. Nothing overly amazing on its own anyway. Trying taco. Definitely not amazing. The breading's kind of chewy. Kind of hard. Kind of feels like chewing on soggy tree bark. But it tastes like it sounds. I mean, it's just crispy chicken on a taco shell with a couple toppings. The burrito is not very large, but it is grilled, and I do like that. One sauce per bite. Everybody knows the rules. Okay, burrito. Tastes just like that, obviously. Exact same thing, just rolling through a burrito instead of a taco. All right, wouldn't get it again. So that's like a 5 for me. 5.2. I'll say 5.2. It's got a little flavor. But there are much better things with Taco Bell. The burrito has a spicy sauce. I can't remember what it's called now. I definitely got that with the spicy. Ranchero. And it's got a little kick to it. It's a decent flavor. And the other one is an avocado ranch. I normally don't love avocado ranches, but that one's all right. I would say that without those sauces on there, they would be awfully bland. So we're going to try a little hack now. I know this is old. I've seen this done a long time ago. But you just get you a chicken quesadilla. Tell them not to cut it, so it's just like a big old taco, right? And you peel that guy open, like so. Try not to make a huge mess. Then you get yourself a Doritos Locos taco. You just slap that guy right in the middle. Something like this. This is a mess. I don't know why I would do this inside of a vehicle, but that's what you do right there. Fold that thing up. It's supposed to be very tasty. This first bite is not going to be much on the taco. Let me reposition to where the taco is in the front, and now I can get a bite of everything. Yep, that little hack there is not too bad. Chicken quesadillas here are good. Most people like them. Doritos Locos tacos are really good. Most people like those. I don't like crunchy tacos at all, but I do like those. I don't like a plain corn shell, so I get a Doritos Locos taco pretty much every time I come. Much better than that taco and that burrito for sure. Those are 5.2. That's at least a, I'll give it a 6.8. But that's one of the better things I've had at Taco Bell. They used to have a grilled stuffed burrito back in the day, if any of you remember that, like 2005, 6, I don't know, it's been forever ago. Had like rice and all this stuff, and they grilled it. That was my favorite Taco Bell item ever, and they did away with it, of course. All right, let me know in the comments if you guys have tried any of these. All right, I'm gonna finish chewing on this stuff and get down the road. I don't think that Taco Bell is going to help out with my little sickness here, but the soup didn't help either. But I want to try this new stuff, so that's what I'm doing. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know I sure had a good time. That spot we camped last night was super peaceful. I didn't see a single car all night, none this morning. Clear out in the middle of nowhere. It's a bad place to have vehicle problems, but luckily we made it out of there. But very nice back in there. If you guys remember back, I don't know now, it's been a few months probably longer than that. I had a red Polaris Razor 900 that I took on a ride, on a video. And I was riding out this road and path, and there's creek crossings. That was that place, actually. So, I kind of wanted to get back up there and do a little exploring. And for every single one of you, actually, you got to see two firsts this video. Me catching a fish, and a hot sauce that is actually really hot. So if you're looking for something like that, or just a really good hot sauce, look into Pepper Palace out of Tennessee, because the other hot sauce I had of theirs is very tasty. All right, enough rambling. Stay tuned for next week. I don't know what's going to happen yet, but we will wander off and get into something. I do have another recipe in mind I'd like to try next week, so maybe we'll do that. We got some new snacks to try, new camp sodas to try. Should be a good one. So think about that like button, subscribe, head over to Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Patreon. I got all those going on. I got some videos in store for all that. But give me a like and a follow over there. And I think that's finally it. Stay tuned for next week. Thanks for watching.